As you look at a national level, right, and you have a lot of entities and you have a lot of different things to manage, one of the things that we've noticed is, of course, over the last few months, there's been a significant advance in generative AI capabilities. Cyber criminals have been early adopters of the technology. So they're already using hyperscale cloud, they're using automation, they're using this generative AI to weaponize and monetize these nefarious activities against government organizations. So from your perspective, what can government organizations do in this technology spectrum, right, to be able to level that playing field, given the advanced sophistication that these cyber criminals and nation state actors are adopting?
So what we mentioned before, the areas of technology, process, and people, so adopting and implementing cybersecurity best practices, standards, investing in education and workforce development, address skills gap, and enhancing collaboration and information sharing still apply. However, we are firm believers as well of fighting fire with fire. So we really need to also adopt and implement advanced and integrated technologies which help us provide comprehensive and timely visibility and detection and response capabilities. I think this is the best use case for the application of AI from our end, and will help it to enhance the levels of automation, response, orchestration across the different platforms like security information event management, endpoint detection and response, and network security monitoring. So I believe that having the same kind of tools and capabilities that the threat actors have is very important to be able to defend and respond against these capabilities. You mentioned the use of hyperscale and artificial intelligence. Most organizations, and especially government organizations with large infrastructure, they generate a lot of data, a lot of security events, and a lot of event data that it would be humanly impossible to go through on a manual basis. So this is why we apply tools using AI and machine learning, where we establish baselines, we create what we call patterns of life, and monitor any deviations from those patterns and those baselines. So let me just give one example. When it comes to identity monitoring, I use my identity in the morning from my office, and then after an hour, my identity is used from a different country. It would be a case of impossible travel. That is an anomaly that is flagged, detected, and investigated, and any deviations from the normal baseline is investigated in the same way. This can only be done by using artificial intelligence and the use of hyperscale and cloud to be able to consume and process such large amounts of data. So yes, AI does provide lots of challenges, but it also provides lots of opportunity for us to be able to detect and respond in an adequate and capable manner.
Thank you, Jonathan. And I applaud your method of saying, listen, let's fight fire with fire. If they're using hyperscale cloud, if they're using automation, machine learning, if they're using artificial intelligence, we need to do the same in order to keep up. Otherwise, we would be at a disadvantage. And this allows us to be able to level that playing field. And I think it's a great message that other government organizations should follow, so that they can then be effective at defending based on the scale, sophistication, the volume of these attacks, right? It's the only way, as you mentioned, right? You cannot just use humans for this. You need humans plus you need this technology in order to counter these threats. So, Jonathan, when we look at best practices, when you look at the automation of your security operations center in government, right? What activities do you recommend others to do? What steps do you recommend them to do in order to be able to do what you're doing, which is, automated incident response, threat hunting, user behavior analysis, using machine learning, using hyperscale cloud? What are some of the things that you recommend other governments to start thinking about as they get into the journey of modernizing their government security operations centers?
Yes, I think that one of the first principles is to have a capability to detect threats through all stages of an attack. And this can be done by using technologies like endpoint detection and response, network security monitoring, and secure information event management. The data needs to be collected, analyzed from the various sources, and there be able to identify malicious activities across the whole kill chain. It's important to investigate all alerts. Again, humanly, it's not possible without this kind of tools, but it's important to investigate all alerts to ensure that nothing is overlooked. Again, this can be done by using technologies as orchestration, automation, and response, and use artificial intelligence to help you triage, prioritize, and also enrich the alerts with contextual information and threat intelligence. We need the capability to also gather forensic evidence for investigation and remediation. Again, the same technologies come in play, and most of all is be able to leveraging security automation. SOC analysts can get tired when filtering through events, and it's important to automate repetitive and manual tasks such as alert correlation, enrichment, and validation.